What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching today, baby. All right, guys. I was not going to do a Sunday Night Live, but I figured what the heck. So I doubt there will be a lot of people in here tonight. Probably pretty chill. So say hello. Say hello. If you end up seeing this video, say hello. Say hello. I am cold as heck in here. Woo! I forgot to have the heater on in this room. Can you guys hear me okay? Is the volume too loud, too quiet? Am I bright enough? Everything look all right? Say hello, guys. Damn, Florida man, damn, up in here early today. Good to see you. Yo, 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 what's up, Kid Cuddy? Don't tread on me. Good to see you back in here, my friend. Good to see you guys. Team Michelle, hello, hello, says looks great. Team Michelle, do I know you in real life? You look like somebody I used to know, I used to work with. And the name sounds familiar too. Oh, wow. Deb came in here on a Sunday. Woo-wee. Good to see you, Deb. Good to see you. Wow. Some people actually showed up today. All right. I guess I'm glad I did this after all. My hands are so cold. I look nice and bright. Is that bright enough? This thing, the light's kind of dim right now, so I don't like to go too bright because then it makes me. There, that's a little brighter. Is that better? This thing will blast me out. Look at that. Whoa! Freaking turn me into a neon man in here. All right. Damn, my teeth looking white though. Woo! All right. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. That should be good right there, right? So, Deb, since you're in here, I had noticed when I put the headphones on, when I had the people jump on the live stream last Wednesday, that remember how a while back we turned the volume up on StreamYard? It was too loud, I think. So whenever I put the headphones on, if you can remember, Deb, I know it's kind of a lot, but if you guys can notice that the volume is too loud whenever I put these bad boys on, whenever I put these on when I have a guest on, it just gets too dang loud. So I need to, if you guys notice that when I do that, if it gets too loud, please let me know so I can just adjust the setting on there real quick. But wasn't that cool how we had CG Kid and Luke hop on like unplanned? That was so awesome. I was very excited to have those guys on. I wish I knew they were going to hop on because I would have been better prepared, but we rolled with the punches. We got it figured out. It was a good time. But dude, CG Kid is like famous, man. He's got, what is it, like 350,000 subscribers, and he just hopped on our little channel. That was freaking cool. I thought that was real cool. Oh, let's see here. Okay, so T Michelle says, I'm from Michigan. T is for Taryn Michelle. Okay, so it's not you then. But I could see your picture a little bit, and you kind of look familiar, and the name Michelle was familiar as well. So please say hello, guys, and smash that like button. It looks like only 2 people have hit that like button so far. We've got 10 people in here right now. Please say hello and hit that like button, guys, if you can. So we got Dan, Don't Tread on Me, Mama Deb, Jerry says sounds good. Let's see here. Any updates on your Suboxone stuff, Deb? I haven't checked in on Zach's channel. Is he still going solid? He's probably, what, like a week off now? He's been off Suboxone for around a week now, right? Haven't seen Deb in forever. How are you doing? Okay, yeah. I know there's kind of a lot of things that I'm like, if this happens and this happens and this happens, there's like a whole bunch of different, it's kind of hard to remember everything, but so I just figured I'd let you know if you notice in the future, if that happens again, just let me know. If you can. I know we're not always going to get everything perfect on here. Dan says that was good. I watched the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, it was good. I think it was good, but it could have been a lot better. And I wish it would have been a lot better just because I would have had like separate questions for each of them. But I literally was just rolling, trying to keep the conversation going and not have it be like awkward. But those guys did good at like, filling in the blanks basically. they understand how it is. But if that would have been like a non-content creator, there probably would have been some, maybe a little bit of awkwardness in there. Have you ever taken methadone, Kev? Nope, no, I haven't. And that's definitely why I wanted to have Luke on the channel, because he has experience with methadone. And I do have a lot of people recently on the channel that are interested in going from methadone to Suboxone or methadone to Sublocade. And, you know, there's a bit of a transition process to that. So that's why I wanted to have Luke on and kind of talk about how his transition went. And so we kind of spoke about that on the Wednesday live stream. Wednesday was a good one. All right, all right. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people said that they really enjoyed that. I wish I could have I wish I could have better prepared for that, but we did what we could do, guys. It was still an honor to have both those guys on the channel. It was a good time. Have you stopped taking it yet, Deb? So Deb says she's skipping days and not sleeping. The dose is too small to do anything, so I'm at the end part. Yeah, so you're at the end of the road. I just have something important to do tomorrow, so I'm not totally off yet. Yeah, no rush, Deb. You know you're right there whenever you're ready. You'll do it when you get to it. We're all really proud of you, and it's been great to watch your taper as you've gone on all these months. You know, it's really been awesome. Where was I thinking or saying that? What was I thinking? So just off topic really quick, I was just going to say, like, the number one thing for me, guys, when I was tapering Suboxone, like what really messed me up the worst was allowing myself to bring the dose up once I had like conquered the next lower dose. And I always got in a rush, you know, so I would want to get off so fast, and then I would kick butt, you know, and then I would allow myself to bring the dose back up, you know, weeks down the road or months down the road. So for those of you who are tapering, I would say commit to yourself that once you get locked into that next lower dose, no matter what happens, don't raise your dose. I mean, unless you're about to relapse or something, obviously, right, guys? And I just have to also let you guys know, obviously, I'm not a doctor, guys, and nothing on this channel is medical advice ever. All right, so if you're struggling with addiction, make sure that you seek out your own medical doctor, counselor, whatever you need. And this channel is for entertainment purposes only, and for me to share my journey with you, and for you guys to share your journey with others. So I'm hearing some awkward noises outside here. Good to see you, Mark. Good to see you, buddy. But yeah, guys, I was just gonna say, if you guys are doing Suboxone and you want to taper off, be patient with yourself. But if you can learn one thing from my taper mistakes over the years, it's that once you get down to a certain dose, do not allow yourself to go back up over that. Take as long as you need to at whatever dose you're at before you lower yourself, but don't rush it, and don't let that dose start going back up again. Just try to block that out in your mind. And I know that can be easier said than done, especially when you have hard days come and go, hard issues pop up in life. It can be easier said than done, but if like I said, if I could just tell you guys one thing that really messed up my Suboxone tapering off, it's because I would allow myself at times to raise the dose, and then I would be kind of right back where I started after a couple months went by, right? It's easy for your dose to go up, but it's hard to keep going down with your dose. Let's see. Okay. Nate S., good to see you, my friend, says, bought a cane Corso pup today. These impulse decisions, man. Are you struggling with impulse decisions since you got off Suboxone, or what? Or have you always struggled with that? Yeah, that's something I would definitely have thought about quite a bit as far as getting a pup goes. I know it took me like a year, maybe 2 years to find, like, I really took my time finding Izzy, and I had to drive like 8 hours to get her. Zach is doing awesome. He's on day 10. Wow, I cannot believe how fast time goes. Incredible. 10 days just like that. Man almighty. All right, Keith gives us an update. Thanks for the update. Keith says, what up? I got shot number 2 on February 23rd, 2 weeks ago. I feel really good, and I think it's going to be my last. I have a doctor appointment on April 10th to see where I'm at. Stay strong. Thanks for that update, Keith. I love those updates, how you give us a little snapshot there. So shout out to you, man. I'm glad you're doing well on that. And yeah, I really hope that ends up being your last shot if that's what you want it to be, my friend. I'm sure you'll do just fine. Keep us in the loop going forward, Keith. We know you will, buddy. Notre Dame says, hey guys, I'm new to the channel. I've been on Suboxone for 8 years. How are you feeling on your Suboxone, man? Thanks for sharing and thanks for joining. Nice to see some new people in here. Also, it looks like we got up to 8 likes, guys. If you haven't yet hit that like, please hit that. Get that over 10 if we could. We've got 10 people in here right now, guys. Do you have any questions for me, Notre Dame, or any comments about your Suboxone experience? What dose are you at? I tried methadone to get off subs. It made my hands super cold too. Dude, my hands get frozen. My hands are always like icicles. Do you guys have that problem? Those of you who are on Bupe or Suboxone or Sublocade or any type of Bupe, do you guys have that issue with like your hands are always like super, super cold? It's like I have crappy blood flow in my hands or something. And my feet get that way too. And they go to sleep, especially when I lay down. I eventually totaled my car from falling asleep after those morning doses. What, dude? Tried methadone to get off subs? Why would you do that? I would definitely not suggest going to methadone to get off Suboxone. To me, that seems like a step backwards. That's just my thought on it, guys. But dude, that's crazy. So wait, you totaled your car when you were on Suboxone or when you were on methadone? I haven't heard anything like that happen. I was sleep deprived from working too much. I went back to subs after that. Oh, so he was on methadone when he crashed his car. What? Dude, that's crazy. What dose were you on when you did that? Yeah, we know our bodies and it is not a race or a competition. The point is to go slow, measure, and listen to your body for when it's time to go lower. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, that's exactly right, Deb. Yeah, it's just like some people can taper fast, right? Some people need to take a bit longer, especially those who I find usually most people that have been on Suboxone for a long time, they usually need to be a little bit more patient with their Suboxone taper. My hands are always freezing with tapering. It is cold where I live, so it's normal, but I am freezing. Yeah, that's the crazy thing is even in the summer months here in Utah, I still notice that my hands are abnormally cold, like compared to everybody else's. So I'll be interested to see in the future when my Sublocade tapers out of me, like, you know, if I notice a difference, because it's been this way for a long time since I've been on. I don't even know how long I've been doing this, but a long time, that's for sure. You're doing good and staying disciplined, staying strong, and taking your time is the best bet. I think Reed from Seeking Freedom and Zach from Addict to Quit, Zach, have really helped me stay motivated. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure they've helped a lot of people stay motivated for sure. It's good to see people out there that are actually doing it, you know, right now and living that life, you know. Just a quick side note, we're going to have, guys, don't forget on the, is it the 15th? Yeah, 15th of March on our Wednesday live stream, we're going to have Sonny S come on and also Marky Rizzo. Both of those guys are off Suboxone for quite some time now, so we're going to chat with them about what their life has been like since they got off Suboxone. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't yet, and also the notification bell ticker thingy if you like to be And that'll also let you guys know whenever new videos come out as well. So I do have a whole bunch of videos coming up in the future, in the near future. They're already in there and recorded, and they're going to come out on time. So I think the cold hands is a thing because I ride my motorcycle to work and it freezes me out in the 60s. Jerry, I can't remember. Are you one of the ones that recently switched to Sublocade? For some reason, I'm thinking that's you, Jerry. But keep me if I'm thinking wrong. Let me know. Speaking of Marky Rizzo, there he is, right there in the chat. Dan says, "No, I'm hot. Fan and air conditioner on the blast." So, air conditioner on blast. So your hands are never cold out there in Florida, Dan, being on Suboxone? Like, I'll notice, like, whenever I shake people's hands, right, that I can tell that they're like, what the hell? This dude's hands are freezing cold. Is he all right? Sometimes even in the gym, guys, like, after I've been working out for a while, it's like, my doctor's always playing it down like it ain't no big deal. But I'm like, dude, that's kind of scary. What's up, Sunday Legends? Cold hands equal warm heart. I was stupid and desperate to get off of subs. I definitely wouldn't recommend it either. Definitely a step backwards. I don't remember what dose they put me on, but it was high, I believe. It always had me nodding off. Wow, imagine that, guys, trying to take methadone to get off of Suboxone and you're nodding off because you're now on methadone, which is obviously a full opiate, right, guys? So that's a major reason why I think that methadone, people should be going from methadone to Suboxone, not methadone, not Suboxone to methadone, right? That's obviously talk to your own doctor, but that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, that's scary to be nodding off on a medication that you're trying to use to get sober. That's really scary. And Kevin's live streams have helped me enormously. You better stick around, Dad, when you get off. Don't go missing on us now. You're going to move on, forget all about us. I didn't get the cold hands on subs. I was always hot. Okay. Went down today. I'm back in the taper path. So I think Florida Man is starting to go down from 2 milligrams is what is, if I'm right, if I'm thinking right. The Riz. I like that. The Riz. The Riz Meister. Okay, so yeah, it was Jerry. Okay, so Jerry says, yes, Kev, I got my second shot this Tuesday. All right, cool. Yeah, I thought that was you, but because your name looks familiar and I remember us talking recently. Thought that was you. How's it going since you got your second shot? Anything different, or are things improving? Are you stable? Are you everything well? There was somebody that was recently in the comment section. I think it was Scott, if I can remember right. He's now on his third shot and he's still orally dosing. He's on his third shot of Sublocade and he's still having to orally dose. And so what he's going to do for his fourth shot is he's gonna go up to the 300 milligram of Sublocade. And I told him that's what he should have probably been doing for his second or third shot. But his doctor had lowered his dose for whatever reason. But he's still needing to orally supplement every day. So if you guys are switching to Sublocade and you're 3 months deep and you're still supplementing orally, then I don't know. If you're trying to, like, if your doctor's been skimping on the shots, like giving you 100 milligrams or 150 milligrams, tell him to up you to the 300 milligram shot, right? And what that's going to do is that's going to blast your receptors, right? And to where you're not going to feel like you need to take anything else. That's kind of how I'm looking at it and thinking about it. But yeah, if you're 3 months deep and you're still orally supplementing, it's like you're not ready to let go of that oral addiction, right? And you really should probably be ready to make a decision by then to just say, bag it, this isn't working for me. I would definitely at least give the 300 milligram shot a try while you're already this far in, and then go from there. Like, all right, if the 300 milligram shot can't stop me from taking 2 milligrams of oral Suboxone per day, then it just didn't work out for me, right? Maybe you're just not ready to give that up, and that's okay. As I always say, guys, like, not everybody's ready to give up the oral addiction to this stuff. But I literally think he's the only person that I've heard so far that is still supplementing 3 months into it. So hopefully he can get that figured out. I told him, dude, once you get that 300 shot, burn your shit that same day. Get rid of it, because you will keep taking this stuff. If you guys have the stockpiles of medication, you will keep taking it. Miserably sunburnt. Damn, Marky, you always out doing something fun. I'm jealous. I am lame, man. Guys, I'm so lame. Eric says, does the 300 milligrams of Sublocade hurt? Someone told me the 300 milligram bad, but 100 milligram not. Honestly, whatever you get, any kind of pain you get from the Sublocade shot literally lasts like 2 minutes, guys. It's not that bad, I can promise you. And if you're worried about the pain of the 300 milligram shot, then you can ice your stomach for 15 minutes. You can ice yourself on the way to the appointment. Just put ice on your stomach. That will greatly help the pain. Another thing is you can ask your doctor to give you some kind of numbing injection. A lot of people do that, but I've never, I mean, my biggest shot was 150 milligrams, so I've never taken a 300 milligram shot, but I just know that anytime that it did hurt when I got this shot, Eric, it literally goes away in 2 minutes. So it just, to me, it feels like somebody's pinching my skin for like a minute or two, and then I'm good to go. The last shot I got of 75 milligrams, I literally, it was nothing, guys. I was like, what? That was it? It just gets easier every month for me. Definitely the first shot you guys get on Sublocade is going to be the worst, because you're going to have all this anticipation built up. You're going to be paranoid. You're not sure how the journey is going to go for you. And it's kind of scary putting something in your stomach that can't easily just be taken right out. So I understand the anxiety around it. But yeah, once you get your first shot, it's all easy from there. Side note, Eric, are you thinking about getting the Sublocade, or are you still cold turkeying, or how's your cold turkey withdrawal going, Eric? You got to be about, what, 2 weeks in now, something like that? So Dan's trying to taper down before work starts back up. Yeah, that's a good idea. If you've got some time off of work, that's always a great time to start lowering your dose for sure, and then stabilize before you go back to work. I'm doing very well on my Suboxone, 16 milligrams a day. So even after 8 years, you're still doing good on 16 milligrams a day. It seems like most people, when they're on Suboxone that long, they start to really want to get off, especially at that dose. That's very interesting. That's actually really interesting. It seems like there's a really thin line, like there's a love-hate relationship with Suboxone. You know, some people really love it, and I find that mostly the people that really still are in love with Suboxone are usually the ones that are fresh out of their active addiction, right? But usually after years go by, most people start to kind of hate it. So that's very interesting that this dude's been on 16 milligrams of Suboxone for eight years, and he's still doing very well. Yeah, if you're doing great on that dose, and I'll just say keep going, man. As long as your teeth aren't falling out of your head. You still got all your teeth, Notre Dame? Some people don't get that teeth issue, right, guys? But a lot of people do. Eric, it burns a little for a minute. Yeah. It was 40 here today. Damn, Deb, we haven't had a day over 40 in literally over a month now. I'm like, next weekend, the 40s are coming. You guys getting sunburned out there in Florida making me jealous. I'm the coast in California and freezing. Videos were clutch for me too, Deb. I keep coming after I got off. I treat it like an NA meeting, even if I'm not active, it helps listening. Yeah, I find I'm assuming that's why many people keep coming back to this channel, even though they've been off, they've been off Suboxone for a year, 2 years. Maybe it just kind of helps them to see that there are still plenty of people that are struggling with that, or it makes them not want to go back down that road. It's probably something like that. Okay, so here we go. Notre Dame says the only big problem I have with Suboxone is sex drive. And yes, that's a major problem for guys, especially when you've been on Suboxone long term. I always recommend that the fellas, especially if you're struggling with sex drive or sex dysfunction issues, make sure that you get your testosterone checked and that your testosterone is where it should be, because that will definitely contribute to sexual side effects. And even though some people might be on TRT replacement, it might only help for so long, right, guys? So that's where tapering your Suboxone down, the dose, it's specifically related to the dose. As you start to lower your dose, these sex complications will start to improve as you get lower on the dose, right? So it might be a good time for you, Notre Dame, to speak with your doctor about tapering. You could also get some Viagra or Cialis if you want to use that as like a Band-Aid method for now. That will kind of help you get through. But yeah, Suboxone sex drive, definitely not good for a lot of guys, especially if you're older. It's this coming Tuesday. Ask me Wednesday. Oh, okay. So he's getting his shot on Tuesday. Yes, Suboxone will lower your testosterone. Yep. How much do you hate the heat when you're on subs? Oh my gosh, I cannot stand the heat, guys. I cannot stand the heat. I will not go outside if it's over like 75 degrees. I'll be in my house in the AC all summer. 40 degrees will feel nice when you have been suffering from freezing cold for months. Yeah, I'm very excited. I just want to go ride my motorcycle. And I'll go ride in 40s. I mean, I'll throw on a damn snowsuit if I have to. Luckily, that all comes back after you stop taking it. Yep, absolutely. Those Suboxone sweats, yuck. Yep. Maybe she was over-exaggerating. Yeah, a lot of people over-exaggerate the pain from the injections. And like I said, guys, the pain only lasts like a minute or two. It's really not that big of a deal. And I don't even get any kind of numbing cream or any ice or anything. I go for the gold. Do you get all itchy when sweating on subs? No. Okay, so Eric's 17 days. Congratulations to you, man. How are you feeling, Eric? Are you still going through any withdrawals, or are you pretty much past all of it? Because I know Eric was on fast-acting opiates, so he might be feeling good by now at 17 days. Not itchy, but I remember the heavy sweating, especially here in Florida. I don't sweat like that anymore, thankfully. Like when you guys are talking about sweating, like where would you normally sweat at? Are you just talking like your armpits or like your back or your head, or where do you guys sweat at when you guys are sweating, talking about Suboxone sweats? I'm really curious about that. "17 days of misery, but I'm good," he says. "I'm just starting to have problems with my teeth." Well, that's good. That's really good. Yeah, it sounds like you've been pretty lucky then. Maybe you're really keeping up on your oral hygiene. So that's pretty surprising that you've gone 8 years and you're just barely starting to have any issues. That's actually really impressive. Tara says 17 days, Eric. That's right. All the OGs in here. What's up, Tara? If you can stay active, Eric, it helps a lot. The good news is you never have to be on day 17 again. There's a cookie for you. This is probably a good time, guys, to thank the sponsors of the week. I already gave the disclaimer for the channel. Remember, guys, I'm not a doctor. Nothing on the channel is medical advice. For the last 7 days, we had Mama Deb is the sponsor of the week with a $10 Cash App, baby. She did that on the last Wednesday live stream. That was, remember, guys, that was the day that we had our guests on. So shout out to you, Mama Deb. And we also had Marky with a $5 Cash App on the last Sunday stream. So shout out to both of you guys. I really appreciate you guys contributing to the channel. If you guys are watching this and you'd like to contribute, you can feel free to check out the description box. In there, there's a Cash App and a Venmo, or you could do so here on the live stream with a super chat, guys. All right. Shout out to both of you guys who, and you guys always contribute to the channel. So I love y'all. I'm glad you guys are in here right now. We have 15 people in here, guys. It looks like we only have 10 likes on the video. So please smash that like button for your boy. I know we can get that over 15 likes, guys. Let's see. Okay, so quick side note, guys. So I went back to, do you guys remember I told you guys I've been like experimenting with Uber? So I went to Salt Lake for the first time ever this Friday. I made some damn good money out there. I was really impressed. I was zip zapping all over town all freaking Friday night. I made some really good money for Uber. I was really impressed with that. So it was pretty funny shit though. I think if I'm gonna drive for Uber again, it's just gonna be a Friday or Saturday night out there in Salt Lake, because out here in my town that I'm driving around in, it's like nothing even similar. Like I'll be sitting there waiting between rides like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, this is ridiculous. But in Salt Lake, you're like zipping around. It was a good time though. I had fun. There you go, guys. We got a couple more likes there. We're up to 12. Thank you, guys. Let's see. I can't stand the cold. 100 degrees every day. Yeah, Dan's out there sweating in the wintertime. 100 degrees. I wouldn't make it out there with you guys. Absolutely not. 75 is my heat tolerance too. Yep. Yeah, anything over 75 and I start to get miserable. Unless I'm riding my motorcycle, then that's a little different. It's a bit chill, you know, it's more chill when you're on the motorcycle. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina too, where it's similar to Florida. Oh, that's funny. There's a YouTuber that I watch that drives Uber, and he's always doing Charlotte, North Carolina. There's a lot of people out there. I was looking at the population there versus Salt Lake, and there's like 5 times as many people in Charlotte than there is in Salt Lake. That blew my mind. I was like, what? That must be a large town out there. Sweat all over, yucky feeling sweat. Yeah, that's a good question. Can Eric sleep? Was 17 days in? I'm really curious about that. Past the hard part, but the mental instability is hard right now, but it's part of the process. Eric, did you take any comfort meds for your withdrawal? I feel like my first 300 month, I have been no energy and tired all the time. Anybody have any experience with that? So I feel like my first 300 month. Remind me real quick, Jerry, what your Suboxone dose was? Sometimes people, like if they feel tired from the first 300 shots, sometimes it can be basically mean that you're kind of overdosed, right? Like not overdosed, but you have more in your blood than you had when you were on Suboxone. So that can kind of make some people feel tired. As far as no energy, though, that could be the thing that I always talk about, how you no longer get the spikes that some people get when they take their Suboxone each day. A lot of people get energy spikes from that. And as you guys know, I always tell you that goes away once you're on the Sublocade shot. You don't get the highs and the lows every day. So it's got to be one of those two for your situation, Jerry. Are you feeling better now, though? Suboxone sweats are just like postmenopausal hot flashes. My body core gets hot and my back gets hot and my face gets flushed. Blankets on and blankets off. Yeah, it's weird. It's like half of my body, like when I'm working out in the gym, guys, like half my body is hot. And I'm like hot, but I'm cold because my hands and feet are cold. I'm like, all right, what is it? Am I hot or cold here? Sweat all over, especially my face. Okay, so yeah, so I've noticed like when I go to sleep at night and I wake up in the morning, guys, like my head, my forehead, and my face gets really sweaty. So I'm half the time I'm not sure if that's just me getting too hot in my sleep because I have so many blankets on and my body just gets hot in my bed, or if it's also because of the buprenorphine in my blood. Maybe that contributes to it. It'll be really interesting to see what happens in the future. I'm really curious to see, what exactly is what. So I'll report back to you guys as soon as I know. Damn, my hand's cold. But yeah, sometimes I'll wash my face, right, and then if I lay down and watch a movie or something, 2 hours later, I'll touch my bald head, my bald ass head, and I'll be like, oh man, it's oily. It's like freaking. Sometimes I feel like there's like a freaking. It's like somebody put some motor oil on my head. I'm like, bruh, nasty. And I noticed that it gets worse whenever I get like my next shot, right? Because obviously my buprenorphine levels go up when I get my shot, right? So I'll notice that it directly does get the sweatiness gets worse after I get my next shot. Take some 5-HTP, that helps. I never really got anything from 5-HTP, and I was always like, damn, this stuff's kind of expensive, but I don't really notice anything from it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too far gone. My depression's just too damn low to have some 5-HTP help me out. Where's those Uber vids? I wasn't sure if I should make them on this channel or not, because I tend to lose the room whenever I deviate from the normal Suboxone, Sublocade, Kratom type stuff. Like if I made a fitness video that I busted my ass on and freaking edited the video, it gets 70 views, right? So I spend 5 hours making a video that gets 70 views. That is a horrible waste of my time. So I don't know if doing Uber on this channel, just doing some Uber videos, I don't know if it would work. Honestly, I think it would probably be better placed on my car channel, because that channel kind of has a bunch of random ass stuff on it. But yeah, I don't know. I might even have to make a whole nother channel if I want to do Uber stuff, because I just feel like I'll kind of lose the room if I go that far off of course. Going from addiction to fitness content, that was already pretty far off course as it was, and I seen the drop off in views for sure. So I don't know, maybe if my channel gets bigger in the future and I have more subscribers, maybe then I could kind of do something like that and branch off a little bit. But I don't know, guys. I'm just right now. I'm trying to, and I realize that talking about Sublocade isn't like the sexy thing to talk about right now to get like tons of views. But guys, trust me, in the future, when this stuff starts to become more popular, these older videos are going to help a lot of people. I can guarantee you that, especially talking about Sublocade and like transferring doses and coming from Suboxone to Sublocade. I'm telling you guys, mark my words, these videos in the future, you're going to be looking back and you're going to see a lot of views on these videos. But it's not going to happen until Sublocade goes more. I actually have a video coming out soon talking about why Sublocade is going to be the future of medically assisted treatment. And that video is coming this week, guys. We need more people to experience this, and also we need generic versions. Come on, people. And nobody trying to pay no $1,600 for a stupid monthly shot. That's a ripoff. Quit scamming us and give us some better doses and some cheaper shots. We all know that this buprenorphine is dirt cheap. They're selling them for what, $1 now for an 8 milligram generic tab? Come on. Freaking ripoff kings. Looks like we've got 18 people in here, guys. We've got 17 likes. So if you haven't yet done it, please smash that like button. Get that baby over 20. I'd appreciate you guys. I wasn't going to do a Sunday live stream, and then I was watching Dan's show yesterday, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to watch your show tomorrow. I was like, I better get on then. So here we are. We did it. What is 5-HTP? Don't tread on me. So it's like a natural, it's supposed to be like a natural, oh, he says right here, it's a serotonin booster. So it's supposed to be like a natural mood enhancer type of deal. Like a over-the-counter antidepressant. Yep. Yeah, see, I never really got much from it. I've tried it on several different occasions, but I don't know. It's cheap enough to where anybody could try it and see if it makes a little bit of a difference, but don't expect no miracle. Any little thing helps, all right, guys? Charlotte is top 10 biggest cities in the U.S. I did not know that. Wow. Yeah, when I looked at the map and I was like, dang, that place looks huge. I thought Salt Lake was one of the biggest. I'm like, Salt Lake looking like a little chicken town. I don't like the cities. Can more of you guys kind of, let's say we got 20 people in here, guys. I want to hear some more about what you guys are going through right now. If you guys could give me like a snapshot of maybe what medication you're on, or what dose you're on, what your future goals are. If you guys could do like a quick paragraph letting me know. I just like to hear your guys' stuff. You guys know everything that I'm going through. You guys have seen everything that I've done. I want to hear more about you guys and get to know you guys more. So don't be shy. Don't be ghost watching, guys. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you're on. If you're on Suboxone, if you're curious about Sublocade, if you're stuck in fentanyl addiction. I want to hear what you guys are going through, what your goals are to improve in the future. So please leave me some comments and I will read them, guys. Smoke weed for the dopamine, got Xanax for the first 6 days for the shakes, then stopped. Maybe a Zolpidem here or there, but not like I used to take them. The main problem was opiates. Okay. So you got your own, you made your own concoction of comfort meds, I see. Yeah, that's good, man. I'm glad you made it to where you had. So that's really awesome. Should just keep getting easier from here, right? Elroy, good to see you, ladies and lads. How are we? DLPA is really helpful for feeling exhausted and depressed. It needs to be taken with B6, which Country Life brand includes it in their supplement. All right, thank you for that, Spring Rain. I was at 8 milligram strip for a month. Before that, I tapered to 16. I feel okay. In the next hour, I get super tired, like I need caffeine IV. Do you have a lot of caffeine? Because that is one thing that people that take a lot of caffeine, they can have a lot of highs and lows each day. So if you're used to, like, if your body's strung out on caffeine, right, then you're always going to be going up and down. You're always going to be going in and out of withdrawal from caffeine and going off. And that's why I always try to tell you guys, if you're on caffeine, if you're able to, try to get rid of it, because you'll feel a lot more stable just in your day to day, right? I know that's easier said than done for a lot of people. I wish you had way more subscribers. I wish that too. I wish that too. Yeah, it might take a few years before we get up there in the subs, guys. And of course, magnesium for rest and anxiety. Sorry if it's off topic. Just getting here, probably preaching to the choir. No, it's good. We're always going off topic here, so it's all good. You have a card channel? Yes, it's linked in the description box, near the bottom of the description. What's your card channel? So it's called Badass, just like it sounds. Badass 1, just the number 1, and then G. Badass 1G. If you guys haven't seen my card channel yet, there is a link in the description box to my card channel. There's videos of me doing wheelies on my motorcycle, doing some crazy shit. A bunch of old racing videos when I used to race people on the streets and on the track. Some videos about when I had my car dealership. A lot of Corvette content, BMW content, just a lot of random stuff on there, guys. Go check it out if you're bored. Just a quick side note, though, I don't ever talk about anything with addiction on that channel. So if you have any comments about addiction and you post it on that channel, I'll definitely never respond to it. So you're definitely better off to do addiction talk on this channel. Let's see here. Oh, thank you. Deb posted a link to that card channel. She's on it like bonnet. Jerry, I bet 300 might have been a tad too much. I hope you stabilize soon. Even the real good supplements have gone way up in price and aren't as effective. I've noticed that too, yep. Way too ahead of your time, Kevin. Thank you, Tara. I appreciate it. Fitness and bupe tapering go hand in hand. Absolutely. Yes. When I see video, guys, I'll still get questions, comments on some videos. And people are like mind boggled that I'm working out on buprenorphine. Right? I'm like, they're like, you can work out while being on Suboxone? I'm like, what are you talking about? Absolutely, you better be working out on Suboxone. I was like, I was working out when I was taking 150 milligrams of Oxy every day. You're damn right I'm working out if I'm on Suboxone. Like, I'll go crazy if I'm not working out. So guys, if you are curious and you don't, for some reason you think you can't work out while being on Suboxone, you absolutely can. I don't know whoever came up with that, or who would ever even think that you couldn't work out while being, or why you would think you couldn't work out while being on Suboxone. But I just, like, it boggles me that how many times I actually get similar comments to that, and people are like mind blown. I'm like, dude, why aren't you working out? It's almost like maybe they're trying to find reasons of why they don't want to get in the gym, right? Like, no, we all need to be working out, or should be, hopefully, working out if you can. If you're physically able to get to the gym, trust me, you won't regret working out. That's literally what probably saved my life when I was so, like, disgusted by myself when I was in the middle of my Oxy addiction, like back in, I don't know, let's say like 2010 or something like that. Like, I hated myself. And I was like, the one thing that kind of kept me going was knowing that I had to get to the gym. And I couldn't go work out on no empty ass stomach. So obviously I don't want to lose weight, right? And have people look at me like, why is he so skinny? So the gym would keep me motivated to keep eating healthy food too. So it was just like a win-win. I thought 5-HTP would have done a lot more than it did. Yeah, honestly, I never really got anything from it personally. And the lady who gave me the 5-HTP said said she was in heaven and she was a borderline junkie. That's really impressive that they would say that. 5-HTP works different depending on the time of day taken. It can give energy if taken in the morning or help with sleep if taken at night. Also, melatonin works better in smaller doses. Methadone, 77.5 milligram. Diazepam, 20 milligram per day. T3 maize, 20 milligram. I don't know what that is. Reducing to 2.5 milligram diazepam. So diazepam, isn't that that's like a Xanax type of thing, right? What do they call them? Benzos? Same worth of methadone per month. Adding serotonin is a waste if the system doesn't retain it. SSRIs and SNRIs are good for that, as prescribed, of course. They're trying to talk me into starting the bupe shot slowly while reducing the methadone. Oof. Apparently I won't notice it that way. Wait, let me read that again. They're trying to talk me into starting the bupe shot slowly. That doesn't make any sense. While reducing my methadone. So that sounds like something doesn't sound right with that, Elroy. You need to be off methadone before you get onto Suboxone. You need to get on Suboxone before you can take this Sublocade shot. Unless you're in some foreign country that does it some different way, you need to be off methadone before you even start Suboxone, right? And you need to be stable on Suboxone before they give you the shot. And that's why they do that, to make sure that you don't have any kind of, reaction to the medication and that you're not fighting your methadone with your Suboxone. So that sounds weird how you worded that. I'm trying to talk to my friend into joining, but he thinks he doesn't need it. He does. I just like hearing all you guys talk about your journeys, but I'm not ready to get off yet. No, that's all good. Don't ever feel like you guys have to get off or change anything. I always say, if you guys are doing good with whatever you're on, then just stick with the course, right? Like, there are a lot of people that are interested in getting off of Suboxone or getting off of bupe when they're on, watching this channel, but that doesn't mean that everybody needs to do that. Absolutely. Especially those who are like new to recovery. Oh, it's cool. We got 23 people in here, guys. Especially those that are like newer into their, like, just getting out of active recovery or getting out of their active addiction to fentanyl or opiates or whatever they were on, right? Definitely to those people, I think that Suboxone, methadone, even definitely Sublocade can be life-changing things for the positive, right? So definitely don't rush off that stuff. I don't suggest anybody get off of Suboxone unless you've got your stuff figured out, right? You don't have any contacts to your drug dealer. You're not ever craving anymore. Like, the last thing in the world I could picture me doing, guys, is going and trying to like get some kind of oxy. That's probably the last thing I would ever do at this point in my life. Hopefully, and thank God, right? I mean, I don't ever even think about anything like that. That's the last, like, I think I was talking to Dan about it on his live stream. I was like, if I had found like a Roxy Blue 30, like an actual real one, like I would like, I don't know. I just wouldn't have any interest in even, my brain would not even think to go down that road. I know it wouldn't. And why? Right, guys? Well, first of all, because I've been sober since 2017 from that lifestyle. So that was, what, 7 years ago? So not only that, but with me having the shot in my stomach, it wouldn't matter if I would wanted to do it or not. It's not going to do anything for me, right? So if anything, I might get sick or puke or overdose somehow. Who knows? Like, I don't want to even risk any of that shit. So yeah, guys, if you're new into Suboxone, Sublocade, or whatever you're doing, and things are going great, just stick the course for a while until you have that confidence about you, like I do. You know, I'm definitely not worried about any sort of relapse at this point in my life. If I didn't taper slowly already, I would do Sublocade. Yep. I know other potentially mood-altering meds are kind of commercial, but ephedra helps a lot for the first few weeks. I wasn't taking any meds for the first 18 months or so, but almost relapsed and decided to talk to my doctor for help instead. Thank you for doing that. Now on an SNRI to get through this period of life. Yeah, if you guys are, if you know you're like on the border of relapse, please guys reach out to somebody that can help you get on something to, you know, to kind of help combat you and stray you away from relapsing, because that's the last thing I want anybody on this channel to do. Sorry guys, I'm a little behind the comments. I'm gonna try to get caught up here. Kev, all I got to say about those cars is, whoa, I thought I was cool with my built Barra Turbo. Yeah, there's some pretty cool cars that I've had on that channel, so yeah, go check them out, guys. I'm definitely a car nut. If you're a car guy or a motorcycle guy, go check out my other car channel. Let's see. So Deb's been tapering for a year, down to 1/20th of a milligram, a tiny speck. Jillian says, hey guys, 1 step forward, 2 back, still holding strong at 4 milligrams. That's a pretty good dose. I remember when I was at 4 milligrams, I didn't have too many complications or side effects, but overall things were pretty good at 4 milligrams for me personally. Yeah, it confused me as much how they introduced the Bupovid shot. It's different than Sublocade, but still. Oh, you're probably talking about, is it Brixadi? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, what country are you in, Elroy? I forgot. I'm pretty sure you're in a different country. Are you in Australia? But they definitely meant to have them both in my system at once. Woo! I mean, you're talking about having methadone and bupe in your system at the same time? Like, that sounds like a red flag to me. But if you're talking about having the oral Suboxone dose in your system with the Sublocade type shot or whatever the bupe shot is in your area, then that makes sense. That makes more sense than the methadone. The methadone, they're going to be kind of fighting each other. That's very interesting, Elroy. I'm wondering if there's some kind of misunderstanding somewhere in there. Something just doesn't sound right about that to me. Being able to change your environment is also hugely beneficial. I wish I could. Yeah, guys, that was a huge thing for me. I moved to Idaho. Do you guys remember that? And so I got my prescription. I got in the system. I had a stockpile of Suboxone to where I wasn't having to buy them off the street. And then I moved to Idaho, right, where I knew nobody. Like, drugs weren't even on my mind because I didn't know anybody there, right? And I'm just in this small town, Idaho. So I definitely suggest, if you guys are chronic relapsers, especially if you're dealing with fentanyl addiction, get out of your area, guys. Get out of the area. That helps so many people. And it's funny, I had a conversation with my church pastor before I made this move, and he kind of made this comment like, he said something like, wherever you go, there you are. And the way that I took that was, he was thinking that I was going to go be an addict in Idaho as well, but that's definitely not what happened, guys. since I moved out of Utah, I had no way to even get drugs, right? And I had no desire to get them either. So, and then when I moved back, it was no longer an issue. And that was one of the best experiences of my life, to be able to move somewhere, because I've been in Utah almost my whole life, right? To be able to move to a small town, Idaho, and just be whatever you want to be, just be a totally different person and meet totally new people. Like, that was literally one of the funnest adventures of my life. I wish that if you guys are able to do that, to move somewhere for a year or two, and you've just been curious about it, don't let the fear stop you guys. It was one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And I highly suggest anybody else do that if you're able to, especially if you're worried about relapsing in your area that you're used to. Hopefully getting the shot next week. I've been on 16 milligrams for 5 years or more. I was on them altogether for 10 years. It's been a lifesaver for me, but I'm ready for that Sublocade for sure. Awesome, 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 CME. So I'm obviously assuming that they're going to start you on the 300 milligram shot if you're on 16 milligrams, right? My doctor never heard of Sublocade and wanted to give me shots. More drugs. What kind of shots? Elroy, maybe get on Reddit and do some research on that, because yeah, that definitely sounds like a no-no to me, to be mixing methadone and any sort of buprenorphine product. I have not heard of good things happening when it comes to mixing those two. So maybe get on Reddit and try to do some more research on that. I have not heard anybody even want to try doing that. But it could be a different drug that I don't know about here in the States, right? It could be something like that. I don't know. I have no experience with methadone or Sublocade, just Suboxone. Aussie, brah, he says, yeah, I thought you were somewhere else. Okay. So I know that we all need to keep that in mind, is that he's from Australia. So, chances are there's some kind of different drugs over there. Do protein shakes help build muscle? And if so, how much protein per day do you take? So protein shakes just help rebuild your muscle that you're ripping in the gym, basically. So they're definitely obviously a huge part of bodybuilding, because as you rip your muscle open in the gym, you want quality protein to go back in to help rebuild your muscle, right? Repair your muscle. How much protein per day do I take? Honestly, I've never really counted my macros. I just kind of go off of what I need. If I had to remember, I would say it was maybe somewhere around 200, 250 grams. They say the general number is to try to get about as many grams of protein per day as your body weight, somewhere around there. And also, depending on if you want to gain weight or lose weight, that's going to really depend on your carb intake as well. Cool to see somebody talk about muscle in here. I haven't really seen too much of that for a while. Anybody have any fitness type questions? Any questions about steroids, fitness, gym stuff, workout routines, anything like that, guys? I would love to go off topic for a minute. Hey, if you guys have anything you want to talk about non-addiction related, I would love if you guys could start throwing out some comments or questions, or maybe if you want to hear what my opinion is on something else. I don't know, guys. It would be cool to talk about something just totally out of the random for a little bit sometimes. I know we've been talking about this addiction stuff on the channel for many years here, but I'm always down to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Or if you have just a random ass question that's off topic, that's okay. We have to go very slow and be patient, and when your brain is ready, you'll go down in the dose, but you can't push it or you will fail. I failed many times. Yep, me too. Same as me and Deb. We both failed. I haven't used drugs or drank since 2013. I got Suboxone in 2017 because I felt like I might relapse. Now I'm just still on subs, doing good for years. Don't feel bad about taking it. Most do for some reason. Most do for some reason. Moving helps overall too, like that rat park study and how the rats that were placed in a better environment quit going back to the drugs once they were in a funner, more social environment. I don't think I've seen that, but it makes sense. Next time I'll write down what she says and relay it to you next time. I just want off of it. I have no cravings. I have bulk morphine and oxys about the house constantly and never get tempted to be high. Whoa. Damn. That would be hard for a lot of people to have that much availability for drugs around and not take them. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Injections into my hips, back, and knees. Dang, I wonder what kind of injections that would be. It's my caseworker who's telling me all this, and she says it worked for people on double my dose, on double your methadone dose. Yeah, please get more information and let us know, because something just doesn't sound right to me. Then again, remember, I'm not in Australia, so they might have a totally different way of working things out there. So I keep stressing that because I don't want to act like I know everything about, the entire world, because I definitely don't. But I am interested, so yeah, if you can get more information, Elroy, let me know, my friend. Thank you for answering. I've noticed weight and muscle loss since getting in Suboxone 7 years, trying to gain a little weight and muscle back. So a lot of that could do with your testosterone levels being crushed from the Suboxone. If you didn't know by now, Suboxone kills our testosterone levels. So do opiates. All of these, there's many things that can kill a man's testosterone levels, and Suboxone will definitely take a toll on your testosterone levels. So please have your testosterone levels checked. It's very cheap and easy for a doctor to do that, and get on supplemental testosterone if your doctor decides that's what you need. But definitely get in the gym and try to eat as healthy as you can, and that will definitely help for sure. I have a question. What happens if you get okay? So I see this question a lot, guys. So I'll touch on this real quick here. Objection overruled. It says, I have a question. What happens if you get injured and require pain meds? So I'm just going to assume that you're talking about somebody who's on buprenorphine or Suboxone or Sublocade, etc. So some people think that, let's see how I say this. So some people think that because some of us are on Suboxone or buprenorphine, whatever you're on, Subutex, any of those things, right? They think that because you're on these things, if you get into, heaven forbid, knock on wood for everybody, if you get into some sort of accident or have some kind of an emergency, right, that you're not going to be able to be helped for the pain. But that's not true. So you can, as you're on Suboxone or buprenorphine, and if something happens and you get knock on wood again for anybody that's superstitious like me. If you have an accident and you require morphine or, you know, harder pain medications from the hospital that you're in or whatever, it will still work, right? The pain, you will still get pain relief, but there's the but, you're not going to get the euphoria that you would once get, right? If you didn't have the buprenorphine in your system or Suboxone in your system. So you're not going to be sitting there. I've used this analogy before. Like, you can get mangled in a car wreck and you could be in the hospital and you'd be like, oh, I'm totally fine and everything's all good because you have the euphoria from the pain medication, right? And the pain is knocked out with the pain meds. So you're not only pain free, but you're having all this extra euphoria going into your brain. So you won't get that euphoria, right? But you will get the pain relief, guys. So hopefully that can kind of ease some people who worry about being stuck. And another thing too is that you need to let your hospital or doctor know that you're on Suboxone or buprenorphine, because your tolerance is going to be higher than your average Joe off the street, obviously, right, guys? Because we all know that buprenorphine and Suboxone is a partial opiate. So taking that into consideration, plus your previous likely opiate addiction, like, your body is just going to need more pain meds than the regular person stumbling into the ER or whatever happened, right? So hopefully that can ease some of your minds about that. Just know that you're not going to get the happy, giggly euphoria feelings that you would get if you were off of Suboxone. I recently got offered to join the Biscuit cover band with the singer from Toxicon. I've been playing drums for 30 plus years, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's cool, man. Limp Biscuit. I haven't heard them for a while. Oh, Mom and Dad come through with the $10 cash app. Baby, baby, baby. So Mom and Deb just sent a $10 cash app, guys. Shout out to you, Mama Deb. I appreciate you. She says, thank you for doing the live tonight. Yes, I'm glad that you could make it here on the live stream tonight, Deb. Shout out to Mama Deb for sponsoring today's live stream with the $10 cash app. Baby. Ooh, baby. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, thank you. If you guys didn't know, Mama Deb is here in the comments. She's moderating the channel, and she is the biggest contributor. She's constant with the sponsorships of the channel. So shout out to you, Mama Deb, for always being here for us and also helping out here in the comments, okay? Thank you, Deb. And also sharing your Suboxone experience as well. So super, super shout out to Mama Deb. 6 eggs after a workout every day, a little ham or sausage, cool too. So I would stay away from ham and sausage if it was me personally. I would go for a turkey bacon or turkey burger or lean ground beef or chicken. But yeah, I don't eat ham or sausage personally. The eggs sounds great. Sometimes I'll put some egg whites in with my eggs so I don't have to have so many whole eggs, because if you have a lot of eggs every day, then your cholesterol levels can start to get high. I need another surgery, but this time I'm going to ask the doctor for ketamine. That's very interesting. What kind of surgery do you need, Eric? She has COPD, bad pain in heart. IROB? Some of the words you're saying, Elroy, I don't know if you're just spelling them wrong, or if, I don't know if you guys have different words over there or what, but some of the words I'm not understanding what you mean. Oh, heart problems, I mean. Yeah, I know, bro. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I don't understand some of the words you're saying, and I wasn't sure if like you guys just have like different words you use over there for something else. So let's see. I can only gain muscle, so I eat a lot of high protein. Motrin 800s work well for pain. Got any good recommendations to gain weight in your legs? I've been trying to gain my weight back since quitting subs and doing at-home workouts. So, I mean, do leg workouts twice a week. Doing at home to build big legs, that's going to be pretty challenging, in my opinion. You're going to need some weight, some heavy weight resistance to build some legs for most people, right? I would say hit the gym if you can. Hit the gym twice a week. Do your legs twice a week. Thank you for the info. You're welcome. Agreed. He's brilliant. You guys are all sweet up in here. I hadn't even considered that, if they're already on subs or methadone. Yes, so I'm speaking about if they're already on subs, right? As far as the methadone goes, I don't know enough about methadone to know if the methadone would fight the morphine or oxy that the doctor would give you. I don't want to. I'm talking specifically about Suboxone, buprenorphine, the shot, Subutex, any of those things. That's what I'm talking about as far as the introducing pain medication from the hospital. I'm not talking about methadone because I don't know enough about methadone. I don't have experience with methadone, and I don't want to act like I do. So you guys know that I only really talk about stuff that I have experience directly with, or I've researched it, right? Looking forward to looking into him seriously. Thank you for providing the name. I wasn't aware, and I love to learn. Gary, good to see you, Carrie. Carrie, can you give us an update on your Sublocade journey? How are you doing? What's your dose at? What's your future goals with Sublocade? I always love to check in with the Sublocade people to get. I'm trying to get as much information out there about Sublocade as we can, guys, right? Just a quick side note, we have 22 people who have smashed that like button. If we could get that over 25, guys, I would be really happy right about now. So we got 3 more people that need to bang that baby out. Damn, dude, I was watching Florida Man Dan's stream last night. We were cracking up over there, man. He's a funny kid, dude. When he starts laughing, it makes me laugh. His laugh is pretty funny. I was telling him, I was like, we were talking about something, what was it? Talking about glow sticks, and I said, dude, my brother's 35 and he still does the spins fire. And Dan just started busting up laughing. And I was like, my brother thinks he's so cool when he does it too. He's like so serious about it. Like he's like trying to mesmerize everybody. I'm like, dude, you're not 17 anymore, dude. You're 35, 36, 37 years old, man. You should not be doing that stuff. Only the ravers, the party people probably know what that means to spin fire. But I thought it was pretty funny just watching Dan's reaction to it. Damn, I can't believe how much my computer warms this room up. I'm sitting in an empty room right here, and this little computer is just warming this thing up. 24 people hit that like button. All right, all right. Good job, guys. Good job. I know you guys appreciate me coming in here on Sundays to do the live streams now. Obviously, we do the Wednesday every Wednesday. That's always going to be a thing. We've been doing the Wednesday live streams for almost a year straight, guys. Can you guys believe I haven't missed one Wednesday live stream in almost a full year? Yeah. Hey. Thank you for answering that for me. Yeah, you're welcome. Do you just ask your doctor to do a test for low testosterone? Thank you for that. I never had to deal with it, but getting up in age now, and can tell it's definitely lacking. Thanks, man. So yeah, so if it's really an issue, then you could just call your doctor now and say, hey, I need to have a CBC blood test complete. What does it stand for? Complete. I always forget the name. CBC, complete blood count or something like that. CBC blood test, and then also have him test, because some of them will come with, some of them will check for testosterone. But I would, if you think you have low testosterone, I would tell him to make sure that they test for testosterone, because some CBC tests do not include testosterone in them. So how old are you? If you could tell me that would definitely kind of help. And then also what your Suboxone dose is too. The older you get, it's, you know, your testosterone naturally comes down slowly over the years. And then if you're taking Suboxone and stuff like that, it's definitely going to really impact your testosterone levels in a bad way. Symptoms of low T, guys: depression, low energy, sex issues, or sex drive or sex issues, like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Lack of whatever you want to say. I don't want to say too much here on the stream. Those are like the general things, like unable to gain any weight or muscle in the gym, though you're working your butt off and you're eating right. Like, those are just a couple of the basic things you could talk to your doctor about. Tell them you're always tired, you have low energy, and you're curious about your testosterone levels. It's a really easy test too, guys, and it's cheap too to have your testosterone checked. Even without insurance, it's cheap. It should be anyway. And even if you need to get on supplemental testosterone, TRT, it's cheap too. Even if you don't have insurance, it's pretty dang cheap. Baby. Fred Durst. Damn, I haven't seen or heard anything from that guy for a long time. Yeah, I can do a lot of impressions. It's funny how much my voice can like change to do impressions of people. I can do a lot of different voices. That's weird. It's kind of weird how many different impressions I can do. Do those of you interested in diet and exercise ever watch Cole Robinson? I don't know who that is. Agreed, no pork here. Yeah. I try to do either lean ground beef or turkey burger. I would do chicken, but I ate chicken for like 20 years straight when I first got into bodybuilding, and so I just can't stand the texture of chicken anymore. If I want to get really ripped in the summertime, I'll start to eat fish or tilapia, and I just get so freaking shredded on that stuff. But usually it's usually lean ground beef or turkey burger mixed in with rice, right? The snake diet guy. And fasting really does help with withdrawal too. So I don't have hardly any experience with fasting. I'm kind of afraid to do that because how fast, pun intended, how fast my body mass goes down. I lose muscle and weight so freaking fast, guys. So if I was to fast, I would probably drop like 15 pounds the first week. I mean, my weight goes so fast. I really have to work to keep my weight up. Okay, so Carrie says, this Thursday I get my second 100 shot. Oh, wow. Okay. My doctor said I can be done in 5 months. So I got the 300 milligram shot twice and then 100 milligram 3 times, going for my second 100 milligram shot. Okay, so I was a little thrown off there. Okay, so let me read that again. So she's had 2 300 milligram shots and 1 100 milligram shot so far. Okay. Dang, it's fast. It's crazy how fast time goes, Carrie. It seems like just yesterday when you got your first shot. I remember when we were talking about you were struggling with the oral dosing stuff there for a minute. And now here you are like 3 months into it. How do you feel on the shot, Carrie? Are you pretty happy about the experience, or like what do you think about it? If you could share with the people what the difference that you've noticed being from Suboxone every day to the Sublocade shot. And are you going every month, or are you spacing your doses out at all? So it sounds like Carrie's doctor wants to be somewhere around like 6 to 8 months total. That fire, though. I can picture his face right now doing that. I don't know if he's serious because he's like, he thinks he's so cool and he's doing it, or if he's just like, he has to be serious or else he's about to burn his bald head off. Maybe it's both. I don't know, but I can always picture his face when he was doing that. Carrie's up in the house. Good to see you, Carrie. She says, super late. Sorry, I just wanted to say hi. I hope everyone is staying strong. I missed a few live streams. I'm not feeling so good. She's staying at 1 milligram for a minute. Maybe take some time off. Yeah, I really liked you left me like a longer comment. Like it was like a week or two ago, Carrie, that you were talking about how crappy it is that, it's so hard to get off of Suboxone. It's like, she said something like, this is like the very short version of it. She said something like, I haven't been high off of my drugs in many years, and I just want off of this medication, basically get off Suboxone, but she's having such a hard time doing that. And I understand the frustration, as you guys have seen here on the channel. It's been the hardest thing that I've ever had to go through, for sure. So I understand the frustration, guys. I know how hard this stuff is to come off. So you guys that are out there tapering and having success with your taper, just be really proud of yourself and be patient with yourself, because this is hard, guys. I've done some hard things in my life, but I wasn't able to get off and stay off of Suboxone, right? So I've started my own businesses. I've seen my dad sitting there dead with a bullet hole in the side of his head. I see my brother OD, and he had 25 different cables and shit sticking out of him. And then I seen him wake up with strapped down to the bed in the hospital with all these cables going in his throat. Let's see, what else have I done that's hard in my life? Man, I've been through some hard shit, guys, as we all have, right? I'm not trying to pull the victim card here, but I watched my 15-year-old Chihuahua take her last breath as they injected the stuff into her to kill her, right? That was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. I had to open and close 2 car dealerships by myself and run them by myself, right? Man, I've done some pretty crazy, some hard stuff. But I haven't been able to get off of Suboxone, right, guys? So this has been the one thing that I haven't been able to do. So I understand how frustrating it can be, especially, Carrie has a family to run, and it's not like she can just go suffer it out. Be right back, Kevin. Got fire, so fire spin class. Fred Durst is still doing concerts. That guy was so popular when I was in high school. Yeah, same here. Thanks for that. Thanks for that test. I'm 48 and I've been on 16 milligrams for 5 years now, but was on it for 10 years ago, a couple of years back, then around 8 milligrams a day. But I had a lot of opiate abuse, so I'm gonna get the. Oh yeah, dude! I guarantee you, CME, you're gonna be way down there. Your doctor's probably gonna be like, "Yo, your testosterone's like that of an 80-year-old man." I bet you are between. I would say that you're gonna be between. Let's see, 48 years old. I bet you're between 200 and 300 on your testosterone levels. So get back to me and let me know how close I was. What's the normal range? If I can remember, the normal range is like 320 to 950 or something around there. It's been a while since I've looked into it, guys. I personally like to be in the upper like 800s, maybe in the 900s. I like to be at the very top range of normal, right? For obvious reasons. Obviously, you guys can tell I'm a fitness freak. I want to carry around as much muscle as I can, so I need higher testosterone levels, but I am still right there in the upper normal limit range for my age. And I suggest that if you guys decide to get on testosterone replacement therapy, that your doctor does work to get you in the higher normal limit range, right? Because it's like, if you're going to shut down your body's natural testosterone, then you should be at the optimal levels if you're going to go through the hassles of getting on TRT and staying on TRT. But yeah, definitely at 48 years old, if you got, if you're on 16 milligrams, 10 milligrams, those doses are going to kill your testosterone levels. Absolutely. And then if you're not into like working out and stuff, then it's definitely be just, you could be in the 100s at that point. And if you eat crappy on top of all that, woof, I mean, I don't even see how like SEX could be almost mission impossible for someone in that situation. Hopefully that's not the case for you. But I know that there's a lot of guys out there at that age, if they're on Suboxone, they're having a lot of issues sexually. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I need to respond to this real quick here. Please give me any questions or comments. My hands are cold. I can't even text. My hands are so cold. Hello, I have a question. Do you have an email where I can message you, please and thanks? So you have to just respond here in the comments. I get too overwhelmed with emailing people. Sorry about that. If you really have, I see that you typed that all in caps lock. So if you need to have a conversation with me, you can do so if you go in the description box, you can go to a link called clarity.fm. If you need to have a conversation with me, you can do so by going to that link and booking a time slot that works best for you. I can speak to you as long or as short as you need to, and you would do that at the clarity.fm links. I get way too overwhelmed with emails and respond because I get an email for every comment that I get, guys. So I have to go in and respond to every comment. So if you just have a quick question and you don't want to talk about it here on the live stream, you can do it on the replay of the video, and I'll respond to you there. Just wanted to say thank you so much for what you do for the community, especially for me tonight. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Good to see you on here, Spring Rain. Putting dogs down are hard, dude. Yes, that's definitely the hardest thing. I've had to do in my whole life for sure. Thanks, Gab. I kind of went on a rant with that. I can't believe you remember all that, but I was having a bad day. Yeah, that comment really stuck in my mind. So yeah, I appreciate you guys that do put, type out thoughtful comments. You guys know I read every comment. I try my best to respond to every single comment. Well, I can. It does take a lot of time to respond to every comment, but I try my best there, guys. Putting down your fur bear baby is the hardest thing to do by far. I've lost pretty much all my family. Yeah, I mean, I've lost my dad, my grandma, and my grandpa in 3 years, guys. And then I had to put down my dog. The girl that I moved to Idaho with, I was very much in love with her, and I had to pack up and leave her there, right? So that was really hard. And then to come back to Utah, where I had all these negative vibes and feelings, like I was not wanting to come back here and start my business from scratch when I had just left my girlfriend in Idaho. Like, it was so hard for me to do that. That's when I got back on Suboxone. Do you guys remember that? That was back in, God, what was that? 2019, I think. 2019. Sounds weird to say. It sounds so long ago. I think I made a video, said something like, I'm back on Suboxone for depression or something like that. It was something like that. But yeah, that's what got me back on Suboxone. Sorry you went through all that, and it is crazy. We've been through so much, but yet this is the hardest thing we've ever done. We're strong people, I would like to think, but this is by far the hardest. Yeah, so I've said it before in other videos that, like, trying to get off Suboxone will humble you. There was a point in my life where I felt like I couldn't really fail at anything. Like, I just always did whatever I wanted, right? And I got the beautiful girlfriend, and I had the nice huge house, and I had 2 Corvettes in my garage. I had a Dodge Viper when I was 23 years old, right, guys? Like, and I'm a high school dropout. So I used to work at McDonald's for $5 an hour. So I've worked my way up, and I've done that through hard work over many years, right? So to come from such a, like, I was basically born to be a failure, right? Both my parents struggle with addiction. My mom struggles with alcohol addiction, cigarettes, stuff like that, smoking. My dad was addicted to meth and hardcore alcoholism, smoking cigarettes, weed, like all that stuff, like acid. He had a tattoo that said acid, right? So my dad was hardcore into drugs. So obviously I'm like born from 2 people who struggle with addiction. I see many failed relationships and marriages around me. Like, I definitely wasn't really meant to be successful in my life, and I pushed through all those barriers, right? And I made my success early on in life, surprisingly. Even with all those things going against me, I have a lot of childhood trauma, a lot, guys. And that's something I don't know if I'll ever really talk about on this channel, but trust me, there's a lot of deep childhood trauma built into my soul for sure. I have to go every month to the doctor. I don't get a choice, once a month. Oh, so your doctor's like, get in here every month. Okay. I asked my doctor if I could push out the time in weeks to get the shot, and she said that is not how the program works. Wow. Okay. So interesting. So there are some doctors out there like Carrie's that are going to say you need to get your ass in here every month, right, on the dot to get your shot. So not every doctor is out there going to be like me. My doctor literally let me squirt X amount out of the syringe before they put it in me. He literally lets me do basically whatever I want. So as you guys remember, my last shot, I went 2 full months between shots, and I had no problems, right, guys? And then I also took an even lower dose for my 5th shot. My 5th shot was only 75 milligrams. So pushing my doses out further each time. I'm taking lower dose shots. If you go in for, let's say, if somebody was to be on maintenance long-term Sublocade, what happens is if you go in every single month on the dot, due to the short half-life, your blood levels will start increasing over time because enough of the medication cannot come out of you before you go get your next shot, right? So if you guys are struggling on Sublocade with like constipation issues and you have to go in for another shot, tell your doctor, you know, like, hey, I need some of this medication to come out of me. I can't even go to the bathroom, right? So that's kind of how I do it. Like, that's kind of how I judge. I judge a lot of this stuff off of like constipation, how bad my constipation is, right? Like, last thing I want to do is go in every month on the dot if I cannot use the bathroom as it is. So I'm just really lucky. I guess I'm lucky and thankful that my doctor, he's like, hey, when do you want to come in for your next shot? And he's like, if you need to adjust it, just call us a couple days ahead and let us know. I'm like, dude, that's nothing. I could easily do that. So yeah, it sounds like there's definitely certain doctors that are going to let you get away with so much when it comes to this stuff. So just know that for what it is, guys. So there's actually, so Carrie, there's actually 3 Carries on this channel, and I sometimes would get them. I would get there's another one that I would get mixed into, but now that I've got you guys here, I see your pictures and I know who you guys are now. There is one more Carrie too that's on this channel, so that's why if you guys switch up your name or your picture that you have on here, like sometimes it gets me confused because I'm like, wait, your picture was different. There's 2 of us, Carrie and Carrie. Carrie is on Sublocade, and I'm tapering off Suboxone. Wait, her name is right there. It's spelled K-A-R-I-E, but you're saying it's C-A-R-R-I-E. Are you talking about the other Carrie? That's cool that we have both 2 Carries in there, right there on top of each other, putting messages at the same time. Carrie 3. What's up, Sonny? Good to see you, brother. Back before everyone had a cell phone in their hand, that crowd was insane. Yeah, dude, the good old days. Okay, thanks. I just wanted to know how I can get off Suboxone. I was never on any kind of drugs, but I was taking hydrocodone from my pain management doctor. I have a family member that is an addict. Plush Beauty. Did I miss that comment earlier? Oh, that was the question about the email. Yeah. You're welcome to share here. Share here in the live stream, Plush Beauty, if you can, because I know a lot of people, they like to hear what others are saying. You know, what struggles they're having with tapering or whatnot. A lot of people in here are going through exactly what you're going through right now. So feel free to share. That's definitely what we like to do here on this channel. Everybody kind of shares their experience and what they're going through. Hell yeah, thanks for answering my question. I'm hitting up my doctor tomorrow to get some blood work done. Also, thanks for your channel and coming in on Sunday. Absolutely, my friend. Yeah, let me know what happens. If you're doing okay sexually speaking right now, then that's good. If not, you can ask your doctor to give you some Cialis or Viagra to kind of patch you through for now. Those things definitely do help too, as far as sexually speaking goes. But yeah, overall, if you're in your situation, I would be willing to bet money that your testosterone is really low, and you will feel a lot better once your testosterone levels get up there. I know so many people in my day-to-day life, like friends, family, and most of all of them are all on testosterone replacement therapy. Most people that I know, most gentlemen, they are on TRT. And that's people in my like personal day-to-day life, you know. Ric Flair, woo! I can't scream that loud. My neighbor's gonna freak out. Dude, those are the good old days. Gotta run, baby. Good seeing you guys on Sunday. Catch the next one. Yep, good to see you, man. I can't write. All I have to say is I'll check out the site you said so I can ask. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Yeah, it's in the description box. Oddly enough, I was never constipated on subs. I know it's a very common thing. Yeah, that's interesting, man. It seems like almost everybody struggles with constipation. That's very interesting. I think one has an imposter account. Carry 3, tell them something important came up and you have to reschedule it out a week. Yeah, or like maybe say you got the Roni, right? Knock on wood, knock on wood. How much does TRT cost approximately? So depends on if you have insurance or not, but let's just say for worst case scenario, if somebody does not have insurance, you could pay what, maybe $100 for your doctor's copay, cash pay, and then usually it's like another $80 to $100 to have the blood test done to test for your testosterone levels, cash pay again. My doctor lets me come in once a year for blood tests, right? And then what will happen is he'll give me a prescription that lasts 6 months. So basically I have to see my doctor twice a year and I only have to have blood checked once a year. So doctor's appointments are $100 each, let's just say. So that literally costs me $200 for 2 doctor appointments, $100 for the blood test. So that's $300 right there for the full year. That gives me my prescription. And then the actual testosterone itself, I get a 90-day bottle. You get 10. You want to get if your doctor will prescribe it that way, he'll give it to you in like a 90-day dose. That way you don't have to keep going to the pharmacy every month, right? I hated that when they made me do that. So I'll get a 10 cc bottle that lasts me about 90 days on average. And so I can get those bottles with the GoodRx app. If you guys don't know what the GoodRx app, for those of you who have insurance or don't have insurance, either way, check out GoodRx. It's an app you download. It's free. There's no charges or anything goofy like that. And it has saved me thousands of dollars on medications over the years. I can get a 90-day supply of testosterone with no insurance. It's like $30. It's dirt cheap, guys, if you go through the GoodRx app. So what would that put me at, like maybe $400 for the entire year? That includes my blood work, my doctor's appointment, and the testosterone, and that's all me paying cash, right, guys? So it's really pretty cheap, especially once you get in the system and you're set up on testosterone already. It's pretty easy to keep it going. So if you have insurance, it'll probably be free. I pay $60 a week for TRT. That's a lot, dude. Why do you pay per week? That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Damn, $60 a week. What's the week for? What are you paying for every week? That sounds like way too much money. Ali says, Butrans is a Suboxone patch. Doses 0.5 and less. It's for the final weaning. Absolutely, Ali. I'm glad you brought that up. I can't tell you how it's changed my life. I'll go down to the 0.1 patch. So yes, Dr. Chris and I did a video talking about the Butrans patch about a year and a half ago. If you guys remember, about a week ago, in fact, I posted a link to the video that Dr. Chris Park and I did. We deep dove into what Ali's talking about, the Butrans patch. Guys, I'm glad you brought that up, Ali. Thank you. So, how do I say this? Okay, so for those of you who have tapered down, perfect timing to bring this up, Ali. Okay, those of you who have tapered down to lower doses of Suboxone, right, and you just can't get the last little bit. I talked to Dr. Chris Park. He did some calculations, and basically what it would be is for those who taper down to right around the 2 milligrams or even less, right? If you're having struggles finishing up that taper, talk to your doctor about the Butrans patch, right? It's literally the same exact medication. If you have a cool doctor who understands what you're going through and how hard it has been for you to taper off of Suboxone, then talk to them about this patch, right? It's for people who are on lower doses, anywhere under 2 milligrams. How they have the doses, it's like 0.5 micrograms, 0.75. There's like 6 different doses, something like that with Butrans. And it's just a patch that you put on, right? So it acts like the Sublocade shot does, but it's a once a week thing that you peel the patch off, right? And so what will happen is this will keep you guys out of withdrawal, and then it will also slowly taper you, right? So talk to your doctor if you're struggling with your Suboxone. Some of them might say that the Butrans patch was only made for people who struggle with pain, chronic pain. And yes, that's true. That's what it's made for, technically speaking. But guess what? We're taking the same damn medication through Suboxone, right? So it's literally the same medication. So the half-life is where the difference is, though, guys. It will mimic basically like a low dose of Sublocade if you guys are able to get your doctor to prescribe you the Butrans patch. And that can help people finish up the taper, right? If you're not able to psychologically do the taper, then the Butrans patch is a great option to consider. So shout out to you, Ali, for bringing that up. I know that's a lot of people outside of the States are prescribing that to people for exactly what you're talking about. But what I've found so far is that a lot of doctors in the States, they look at that as something that only people who struggle with chronic pain, which is stupid because it's such a low dose of buprenorphine that it's really not going to do a lot for people who struggle with pain, right? So talk to your doctors, guys. The Butrans patch can be an awesome way to get off of the final doses of Suboxone, guys. Keep that in mind. And if you haven't seen that video, I posted a link in the community tab, like literally 4 days ago, 5 days ago, something like that. Dr. Chris Park, we deep dove into talking about the Butrans patch. And that's actually something that I would probably consider in the future, knowing how cool my doctor has been. Like, I don't know what it's going to be like to come off Sublocade, right, guys? I only know what I've read. You guys have seen. I've had 2 different doctors, one here on the channel, say that there is no withdrawal from Sublocade. So that remains to be seen, in my opinion. I want to know what it feels like to go through that, right? Is there a withdrawal from Sublocade or not? If, heaven forbid, something happens and it's just, I'm getting restless legs, which you guys know I don't tolerate restless legs. I'm literally thinking, I actually have it down in my notes to ask my doctor on my last shot. I'm saying, dude, if for some reason this doesn't work in the long haul, can you give me these little tiny patches to just finish me off? I might talk to him about that, guys. I really might. Because if I have to go back to daily dosing Suboxone, I am going to feel like very disappointed in this entire Sublocade journey. I will be freaking furious. I don't mean to cuss you guys, but I will be furious. I'll be furious if for some reason I had to go back to taking Suboxone every day after going through what I've gone through with Sublocade, like, and having this freedom that I have with Sublocade, right? So I'm gonna knock on wood right now, and I pray that that does not happen. I'm not expecting it to happen, but yeah, the Butrans patches Ali just spoke about. You guys should talk to your doctor about it. I did have, sorry to go off on such a tangent there. I did have poops for like 3 months after I got off, though. I think that's pretty normal for people to kind of have like loose stools for many months after coming off of Suboxone. That definitely seems normal. Got to use GoodRx. Yep. Yeah. If you guys don't know what GoodRx is and you get prescription medications on a normal basis, you are losing out. Even if you have insurance, guys, a lot of people find that GoodRx is cheaper than even their good insurance as far as how much it costs to get a medication. So check it out, guys. It looks like we have 27 likes on this video, guys. I know we usually try to get to at least 30 or 35. So if you haven't yet hit that like button, please do so, guys. We need to get that baby over 30. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, macho madness. Thank you for answering. I'm going to do it. Thank you for your advice. Yes, let me know how that goes, my friend. I had a miserable taper from 2 milligrams to 0.5. I became addicted to Kratom. You guys know I always warn about that right there. That same situation that Ali just spoke about. Clinic doctor said I'm her first Butrans patch patient. I love that. I love that, Ali. That is great. You're like right. You're perfect. You're perfect. Yes, yes, yes. So, yep, I definitely suggest you guys look into the Butrans patch. Talk to your doctor about it. All doctors are going to be on different levels as far as if they're willing to prescribe it. If you talk to your doctor about the Butrans patch and he or she says, it was made for people who struggle with chronic pain, we'll say, well, that's what I'm already taking. You're prescribing me the same medication. It's literally just in a separate form. It's in a patch that you change out like this. once a week. Whoopie-doo, right? Easy stuff. And it will just slowly taper you around the clock 24/7 without you having to do the manual labor by doing it orally yourself every single day. Yeah, I got ripped off, but they did the injections for me. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So you're paying like a nursing injection fee. So yeah, I highly suggest if you guys are going to be on testosterone replacement therapy, that you get comfortable with giving yourself the injections or having your wife or girlfriend do that if you're not comfortable doing that. It's really easy to learn it. There's many videos on YouTube that will show you how to do it. It's very simple to do that, guys. That would be a pain in the butt, pun intended, to go in, have to drive to your doctor's office every week for a shot. That would be an absolute nightmare for the long haul, right? I absolutely would recommend trying to do it yourself. I also got the HGH and the B12. That might be another reason for the cost. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. So the HGH is going to keep your boys plump and keep you fertile. keep the normal system running. So if you don't have HGH when you get on testosterone replacement therapy, just a heads up, the boys will get smaller. And I'm not talking about the main guy, right? So I don't want to freak anybody out by what I'm saying there. Your main unit will still stay the same size, guys. Don't worry about it, right? I can really only say so much here on YouTube. You guys know what I'm trying to say, though, right? If you need me to kind of clarify on that, just feel free to let me know, and I can try to say that however I can. Gosh, can you imagine that? $60 a week? That's a lot of money, dude, for the whole year. That adds up. I'm going to do some math on that. Let's see. Oh, dude, you were spending $3,300 a year? Oh, that's way too much. That's way too much. Yeah, learn how to give yourself your injections, guys. They actually have it now to where you can microdose every day with like insulin needles in your stomach. You don't have to do a once a week shot anymore. It's just there's different ways to do it, guys. But I definitely don't suggest paying $60 a week to be on testosterone replacement therapy. I stopped, so listen to what Ali says here. I stopped suffering terribly, very mild withdrawals, almost nothing, with the patch, I mean. So Ali really had troubles getting off of 2 milligrams of Suboxone, switched to the patch, and it was a much easier way off of buprenorphine, as it would be. I'll go watch that video. Yeah, it's kind of a longer one, but it's actually one of the best videos that we've done on this channel, guys. All you have to do to see this video is go to the community tab on my channel, and I posted a link to it. You'll see Dr. Chris Park and I. You'll see our faces there. It was like 4 or 5 days ago. Great video. Lots of great detailed information talking about Suboxone, Sublocade, Butrans patch, and other stuff as well. Vivitrol. The patch comes in truly tiny doses. Yep. Yes, it does. Yeah. Basically, it's the equivalent of anything 2 milligrams of Suboxone and under per day, as far as like your blood levels goes. So that's another thing, Ali. You say you're paying out of pocket, but it's worth it, and I'm able to. So did you look on the GoodRx app? It's actually on there. I looked the other day, and it's pretty reasonably priced. If you haven't seen the GoodRx app, you might want to check that out. If you're cash paying for the Butrans patch, it is a lot cheaper on there than it would be otherwise. I want to say it was like $100 a month for a month's supply, something like that. I'm on my second week of Sublocade and feeling good. Awesome, Clay9. That's great. Welcome to the Sublocade gang, baby. There's been a lot of people switching to Sublocade on this channel, guys, and I'm hearing a lot of great results and a lot of great comments talking about it, especially after they have, what's the word I'm looking for, guys? You know what I'm saying? After they've smoothed out, right? Like there might be like the first week or two there might be some kind of complication if it's too strong, or maybe it's not strong enough, or most people just struggle letting go of the oral addiction to dosing something every day. That's the main thing I see at first. But once people smooth out and they let that oral addiction go, it's just smooth sailing for everybody that I've seen so far. Good to see you, Danielle. Hi, everyone. Kevin, I watched your video about being afraid to get Suboxone from the doctor for fear of it being on your medical chart. I went through the exact same thing. Yes, that was a huge turning point in my addiction, guys. When I was buying Suboxone off the street, it was still kind of, you know, that low level addict behavior, and it was because I was bouncing back and forth between oxy addiction and Suboxone, right? I was flip flopping back and forth. And I wouldn't have done that had I just gone to the damn Suboxone clinic and got in that program, right? And that was probably, gosh, that probably was the best thing that I've done for my recovery, was just going to the damn MAT clinic and getting weekly counseling. Like, I loved my counselor. I had a great counselor. I looked forward to seeing him every week. I looked forward to getting a urine test and showing that, hey, I'm doing this right? I was looking forward to tapering with him when the time came. Like, it made a huge difference when I finally did it right and stopped buying Suboxone for $25 or $50 off the street. Like, that's such a scam, guys. It is so cheap to get this stuff now, especially in the generic form. There's no reason to be buying Suboxone off the street. Go to the doctor, get this shit right, do your urine tests, and show your doctor you can be a good little boy or girl. Like, it's time to move on from that shady lifestyle, right, guys? Good to see you, Sonny. We'll see you. Don't forget, on the 15th, we're going to have you on the channel, you and Marky Rizzo. Good to see you, man. Have a good night. Oh, did I get caught up in the comments? I did. Woo-wee. And look at us, over 2 hours here. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and wrap this stream up in about the next 10 minutes. Any last comments or questions, please shoot them out to your boy right now. And it looks like we're still 2 likes away from that 30 mark, guys. If we can please get that over 30. If you guys enjoyed me coming on here on my Sundays, providing a space for us to talk about this addiction stuff, please, you guys, if you enjoy what we're doing here with the community, thank you. We got 1 more like right there. That's 29. Do we got 30? Do we got 30? Yes, we got 30 on the block. We got 30, everybody. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. 31. I see 31. We got 31 here. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Does anybody who's sitting there listening in the background, do you have any questions? Do you have any comments? Do you need to say anything? You have to take a leap and trust a doctor. Absolutely, absolutely. I agree 100%. Hey, 510, good to see you. Says, hey, bro, I finally caught you live. You caught the end of it. We're going to wrap it up here in just a few minutes. I try not to go over 2 hours because I know that people get mad when I do these 3-4 hour live streams. I've been trying to keep it like 2 hours and below, but we're already over 2 hours here, guys. There we go. Get some questions coming in here. What do you think about taking Ambien for sleep while on 2 milligrams of Suboxone daily? I mean, I've made a couple of videos about Ambien in the past. What's your dose of Ambien? How long have you been on Ambien? A lot of people out there do need to take Ambien for sleep. Like, I mean, just kind of is what it is, right? If you suffer with insomnia, if you can't sleep without it, I mean, you could try tapering off of Ambien if you're wanting to do that. But if things are going good, you know, I always just say what it all really comes down to for me is what you guys are feeling. If you're feeling good being on Ambien and 2 milligrams of Suboxone, I don't see a problem with it. If you don't like the way you feel in the morning after being groggy from Ambien, or Zolpidem, if you guys don't know what that is, the same thing. Zolpidem is the generic for Ambien. Yeah, I would just say if you're feeling good, then just keep rolling with it. If you want to get off, if something in your soul is telling you you need to get off, then you can get off it too. I take Seroquel for bipolar and insomnia, and it changed my life for the better with my Sublocade. So I like that. I definitely, I actually used Seroquel to get off of my 13-year Zolpidem / Ambien addiction. So Seroquel is actually pretty much the one thing that helped me be able to get off of Ambien. So Seroquel, it also helps for depression as well, guys. So it could be something for you guys to look into if what we're talking about matches with what you're going through. One thing I did notice while using Seroquel versus Ambien or Zolpidem is Seroquel took a lot longer to like kick in and actually work. It would take like an hour versus Ambien or Zolpidem would usually take like 15 to 30 minutes to kick in and start to work. So for those who are considering Seroquel, just know that it seemed to take a lot longer to kick in. So if you're using it for sleep, you're going to want to take it about an hour before bedtime, somewhere around there. Obviously, we're all different though, so that was my experience. Good to see you, Jay Bay. I used to eat a box of 14 by 10 Zolpidem at once. Oh my goodness, man. Goodness. I had a friend who was like that, and every time he would get his Ambien, Zolpidem, he would literally take them all in like 1 or 2 days. And let's just say that he was always getting into these random car accidents and having these weird accidents happen in his life. And I would obviously assume that it's because he was getting totally blown out on Zolpidem or Ambien. Don't do that, guys. That stuff can kill you or kill somebody else. If you hop in the car on that stuff, you will get in a wreck, guys. I can promise you, you will get in a wreck. Do not drive on Ambien at all. I was paying way too much for brand Suboxone, $192, and the generic were still $120. What? For 35 2-milligram strips. I definitely did a great job getting ripped off. Also, Zubsolv was $240 for 71 milligrams. What the heck? Yeah, man, you've been getting ripped off over there, bud. Last I checked, you could get an 8-milligram generic Suboxone tablet or pill or whatever they're called for like $1.50, guys. No, I mean in one mouthful. Dude, that is insane, Elroy. You wild over there, man. You wild now. Deb says, got to go now. Damn, Deb, you still in here? She says, good night, everyone. Good night, Deb. We'll see you on Wednesday. Shout out to you for the $10 Cash App, baby. Thank you, Mama Deb, for sponsoring tonight's Sunday night live stream. Thank you, Mama Deb. Love you, girl. Have a good night. And good luck with the remaining amount of your Suboxone taper. You're so close. You're so close, girl. We'll see you on Wednesday, Deb. Driving and hard benzos almost killed me a couple times. Absolutely, guys. That stuff is very, very dangerous to be doing that. On the street, 8-milligram tabs go for $15 to $25 in my area. That's a lot of money, guys. That's a lot of money. It's because I love Zolpidem trips I'd get. Yeah, dude, that's like next level stuff, bro. I'm glad you're still alive to talk about it, because those, dude, taking 10 of those at once, do not advise. That could really slow your heart rate down. That could kill you guys. I don't mean to laugh, but it's true. Yeah, I'm wrapping up here in just a moment, buddy. I got to get off of here. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes I've gone on here tonight with you guys. It looks like you guys gave us 32 likes on this. I really appreciate you guys banging that like button for me here. Lets me know that you guys appreciate me getting on here on Sunday night. I took 30 at once. It was bad. Dude, that's bad. That's really bad. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and hop off here. Don't forget, I have a lot of short videos coming up here, and also a lot of like shorter videos, like 5, 10, 15-minute videos. They're coming your way, guys, because I know not everybody wants to sit here and listen to me ramble for 3 hours. If you guys are watching this on the replay, if you have any questions for me, feel free to throw down a question in the comment section. If you guys like what we're doing here on the channel, please hit that like button. Subscribe. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet, and sharing, guys. Sharing is caring. So if you know somebody in your family or friend group who's struggling with addiction, specifically the stuff that we talk about here on the channel, then please feel free to share this with them, or a Facebook group if you guys are in them, something like that, guys. It would really help the channel grow if you guys could share this message. I would appreciate it very much. Remember, guys, we got a long way to go in the future, so we will continue making videos. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the Wednesday live stream. Shout out to everyone who watched tonight. All right, love you guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you guys next time, baby. Bye, guys. Hit that big like, Mikey.